Breaking news, Arsenal have attempted to sign Aston Villa striker Ollie Watkins in a last minute effort after losing out to almost every other, striking option. They have put their attention to Aston Villa's Ollie Watkins, which they seem that they were prepared to, let go of one of the two strikers in Duran and Ollie Watkins, who, Duran is getting attention from Al Nassr, and now Ollie Watkins is getting some effort from Arsenal. That's why they went out and bought in Donyan Malen in order to have a player there, in case one of the two were sold. And now it looks like one of these two players will definitely be getting sold. Now, Villa would be smart to sell Ollie Watkins because he's the one that is older. Duran has proven when he comes in as a substitute, he can score goals. Now, imagine if he was a starter. Duran's value would even increase to the point where at the moment it's at 62 million, that Al Nassr's offering. That could easily double if he would continue to do the same thing as a starter instead of just as a substitute. Now, Ollie Watkins being sold to Arsenal would be smart at Villa. Not gonna lie, it would be smart because he's 29 years of age. You're not gonna get a better deal in the future. So 60 million, or I feel like they could squeeze in 65 or 70 for a desperate Arsenal with no striker could actually really benefit them. But they are mad at the fact this bid has came in on the day of the last day of Champions League, where all 18 games of the Champions League will be being played, and it will be a deciding factor for many of these teams' Champions League fate. Will they be going in as a direct team, one of the first 8? Will they become one of the 9 to 24 teams that are going to be playing in the round of 32 in a sense? Or will they be eliminated? That's what his Villa is playing for at the moment. And for this bid to come hours before the match has kind of pissed them off. But, terms between Ollie Watkins and Arsenal will not be a problem. Obviously, this is a step forward for Ollie Watkins' career. He has an opportunity to win the Premier League and possibly the Champions League with Arsenal. Meanwhile, if you stayed at Villa, you're really just competing for Champions League football. Again, you are 8th place, but you're 4 points away from top 4, and you still are in the Champions League. But realistically, is Villa doesn't really have a real chance of winning the Champions League. But Arsenal adding Ollie Watkins could actually give him that real chance. So that shows why Ollie Watkins and Arsenal will not have any problems, with personal terms, because Ollie Watkins needs this move, at a late stage of his career, many will say. Now, Villa see Duran as their long-term striker and are open to sell Ollie Watkins. That is because Duran is the much younger option. If I as Arsenal had to decide between the two for 70 million, I'm taking Duran any day because he's, a way younger than Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins, yes, he's in his prime, but he is 29 years of age. You only have 3-4 years realistically of Ollie Watkins scoring goals. Meanwhile, Duran, you could see 10 years of him scoring goals, at the level that he is doing at the moment. Now, obviously, Arsenal, dream target is Alexander Isak. They've talked to Villa. They wanted to get Duran, but Duran is obviously the younger option. And Villa would rather keep Duran because, they could obviously have him as a starter for the rest of the season now and for the next season. And then he could get more and more goals in. And then the value will even increase, at 22, 23 years of age. Duran's potential of, his value increasing substantially, is very likely, other than Ollie Watkins keeping him for the rest of the season and next year, would only make his value go down due to his age increasing and hitting, getting into the 30s. Now, Arsenal would love Alexander Isak, but Newcastle really want to give him a new deal. Really don't want to let him go for anything less than 120 million. He is a very young striker. He is in the top 3 of the Premier League goal scoring. He's having a fantastic season, Isak. He's been one of the more consistent strikers, and many may say he's the most complete striker in the Premier League at the moment, even over Haaland. So it's going to be very difficult for Arsenal to get him mid-season. Now, the signing of Ollie Watkins, let's say tomorrow we see 70 million for Ollie Watkins, seems like a Ramsdale type of move, where an Alexander Isak signing would be like the David Raya signing. So what I mean by that is it's like the Band-Aid. Aaron Ramsdale was the Band-Aid in goalkeeping for Mikel Arteta, and then he went out and got David Raya, who he saw as his, goalkeeper number 1, the guy that's going to be there for years to come, in the next 10 years. So that's kind of the way I see the Ollie Watkins signing, where, for the next 2-3 years, I have Ollie Watkins, but I'm eyeing that Alexander Isak because I want Isak to be my future number 9. So it's kind of a bridging striker type of move, and I'm all for it. At the moment, Arsenal are desperate. You know, Bukayo Saka's injured, Gabriel Jesus is injured, Kai Havertz. You know, yes, he's finished the past few games, but the problem with Havertz is he's inconsistent at finishing. Now, Ollie Watkins, the thing about him is he is a poacher. Many times Arsenal are serving in the ball for Havertz and he just doesn't have that poacher gene, but Ollie Watkins does. I could see Ollie Watkins, you know, breaking into the top 3 of goal scorers in the Premier League just by signing for Arsenal for the rest of the season if he can stay healthy. So this is actually a move I'm all in for, even if we end up doing Ollie Watkins like we did Aaron Ramsdale, because we want Isak to be the number 9 of the future. But at the moment, if Arsenal want to compete right now, they need to go out and get a striker, a poacher like Ollie Watkins, and I'm all for it. So Arsenal, please get it done. But anyways, make sure you leave a comment down below. What do you think Arsenal should do, you know, in these last few hours? You know, I also think they should go in and explore Santiago Jimenez as well. You know, someone that Milan is keen on at the moment, 45 million. They say, you know, if you want a cheaper option, why not? He's a young striker. He could prove himself. But anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos. And thank you guys for watching.